Hello, I'm Claire Berry, and I've had the pleasure of serving on the board of Save Venice for the past 3 years as a member of the projects committee. Today, I'm speaking to you from the conservation studio of the Kimbell Art Museum, where I serve as director of conservation. I'll be speaking to you today in the next installment of our video series highlighting works of art that Save Venice has restored or is in the process of restoring. Today, I'll be speaking about the restoration of a major altarpiece by Tintoretto, Saint Martial in Glory with Saints Peter and Paul, which was painted as the altarpiece for his parish church, San Martial, in the Cannaregio region of Venice, close to his studio and house. The church was remodeled over the centuries, and Tintoretto's great altarpiece was eventually moved to a new location, a side altar in the nave of the church, and placed behind an elaborate carved stone frame. In the process, the canvas was slightly reshaped to accommodate the new frame, and a strip was added to the bottom so that it would fit more comfortably into this new grandiose frame. Starting in 2017, the painting was to begin the process of restoration. And I'd like to highlight the point that when we talk about the restoration of a painting as important and large as San Martial, it involves many steps and many different people. The first important step was removing it from the frame. This involved constructing scaffolding and involved the work of many art handlers, the unsung heroes of many museum exhibitions and restorations. After it was wrapped, it had to be carried the few blocks over to the Grand Canal to be transported by boat to the conservator's makeshift studio, which was set up behind the Frari Church. This studio was selected because it had a high enough ceiling to accommodate an altarpiece that measured about 12.5 feet in height. We see here there's Giulio Bono, who directed the restoration, discussing the painting and technical images from their computer and the various tools of the trade, from adhesives to pigments to varnishes. There are different approaches to cleaning a painting of this period. Giulio Bono began by opening up a window at the very center of the composition, demarcating the area with a dotted line made with white chalk. Looking at this image, we actually are seeing the painting in 3 different stages of cleaning. In the far left and right margins, the painting is still in its unclean state, with the heavy layer of toned varnish, now greatly discolored, that had been applied in the last cleaning in 1959. Moving towards the center, we see the painting in a halfway clean state, whereas the center of the painting, Giulio Bono has taken the cleaning much further. This is probably the biggest challenge facing a conservator of old master paintings, finding the appropriate level of cleaning that both respects the artist's intent and the changes that have occurred to the painting over time. Taking a step backwards, we can see how Giulio Bono determined the proper level of cleaning this painting, at first saving a square of discolored varnish for reference during the cleaning of the saint's face. This detail is also fascinating for allowing us to see the texture of the original canvas. It has a herringbone weave texture, or twill weave, of very high quality, a type that was favored by 16th century Venetian artists like Tintoretto and Titian. More than anything, we can appreciate the quality of Tintoretto's brushwork, from the white highlights on the eyes, to the daubs of paint on the tip of the nose, to the energetic brushwork in the saint's beard and mustache. And now we see the painting after cleaning and after the application of an isolating coat of varnish, which has really saturated the painting and brought out Tintoretto's vibrant palette. You can see that the scattered losses that I referred to earlier have been filled with a white gesso. They're relatively small and scattered throughout the painting, most of them clustered along the edges. We would consider this very minor damage for a painting of this period. In addition to cleaning this painting, Giulio Bono and his team were also interested in learning more about Tintoretto's technique. In this photo, Giulio Bono is pointing at the figure of St. Paul, where he is determined that Tintoretto has transferred the figures of Saints Peter and Paul to the canvas using a squaring technique. He also determined that Tintoretto frequently repainted parts of the draperies in a late stage of painting, editing himself. Here we see the painting before and after conservation. This truly was a transformative cleaning and restoration. We see on the left how the layers of discolored toned varnish, dirt, and candle wax had really flattened the illusion of depth and space and really reduced the painting to a more monochromatic tone. The cleaning also allows us to appreciate fully how Tintoretto achieved his self-proclaimed artistic goal, to combine the draftsmanship of Michelangelo with the paint handling of Titian. The draftsmanship of Michelangelo is visible in the firm contours and muscular bodies of Saints Peter and Paul, while Titian's paint handling and his practice of painting directly on canvas in quick, broad brushstrokes and modeling form with color can be seen in Tintoretto's extraordinarily loose treatment of the cherubs in the sky. The cleaning was fortunately completed in time for the painting to be transported to the Palazzo Ducale for the great exhibition Tintoretto, Artist in Renaissance Italy, organized by Robert Eccles and Frederick Ilschman. The exhibition later traveled to the National Gallery of Art in Washington. Only the second time a great retrospective exhibition of Tintoretto's work has been seen outside of Venice. And the lessons learned through the great restoration of San Martial informed the scholarship of the exhibition and also enabled visitors to the exhibition to appreciate the painting as the artist intended. The conservation treatment of San Martiale in Glory was funded by the Boston chapter of Save Venice with special support from Katherine and David McRae. I encourage you all to visit our website, savevenice.org, to learn more about the many important projects that we are funding. And I encourage you to contribute directly to our organization to support the important work of restoring the works and monuments of Venice. Thank you.